ain't easy, it's hard from my bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays all it is to be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be equal. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Pushing to get past his limits, then he see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never guess I'm found it. Came a long way in my dream, now I be drowning. They dying out here, got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted. I'm here from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all in next to be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around.
Yeah, man. That song is a beat, man. It's a beat. It's a beat. It's a beat. Listen, I mentioned this last week, and I have to mention it again. That is a killer song, man. Killer song. That's multi-talented indeed, as the song say. Coming from a bad place. Oh yeah, trying to be a better me just for you. You see, this week I remember the lyrics. This week it won't be like last week when I forgot the lyrics, and I remember it this time. Coming from a bad place. Oh yeah. Trying to be a better me just for you. Yeah, so I'm trying to be a better me for you guys this week. I made some mistakes. I made some little poor judgments. But, lateness is greatness as well. As my good friend Garvan, the owner of this beautiful channel, GFC Garvan, would say lateness is indeed greatness. I know that many of you guys perhaps were waiting for this stream, wondering what was going on behind the scenes. I had some technical difficulties. I had arrangements that went over than I expected. So forgive me for that. I hope you guys won't hold that against me. But let us, not waste any time. Let's not waste your time. You're here to, get your weekly roundup. There was goals. There was news fests. So let me not waste your time. Let me just share this screen. And I also have a special guest, a Liverpool fan, that is not a stranger to this channel, that I will include in discussion when we get to talking about the results of that match at Anfield between Manchester United and Liverpool at Liverpool's great and famous stadium, Anfield. So let me just take this time to do the housekeeping work, do the work to ensure that I involve you guys in this live weekly roundup of the Premier League teams. And let me go with the first comment that I see here from Jerry Z. So he says, big up Ty, big up T Jerry Z. Thank you for taking the time to come into the chat to support our good friend GFC Garvan as we go through yet another Premier League weekly roundup. And as you guys can see the title, this is December 29, and it will span into the present time for some persons who are obviously still in that Sunday, day. Now, this is December 29 to January 5, 2025. Weekly roundup, so I will touch on the matches that would have occurred from the 29th of December up to the present, which is Sunday at the time of this stream. So big up to you, Jerry. He also says that it's that time of the year, spicy recap show. Right, so thank you for the support. And I hope that you guys, will enjoy the show that will be done. And as I said before, we'll have a special guest in Jordan who will be coming on, infamous Liverpool fan, a fan that has, switched allegiances more times than I have changed, my perception on a manager. But let's see what happens here. Big up to you, Rosie, who is also saying, Garvan, what is your skincare routine? I mean, come on, we have to keep it a secret. Come on, we can't let the big secret be burned. Come on, man. Come on, Rosie. You should know this by now. You're moderator. We can't expose those secrets, man. It won't be as spontaneous and glorious as we want it to be. So we have to keep that, that avenue of suspense there. But let me not waste any more of your time. Let me just quickly take the time to share the following results that I have taken the time to get in the resources that I'll be using as well. So now let me click on this. So we know that the 29th, which would have been last week Sunday, we saw Manchester City come out with the 3 points against Leicester City. Now, we know the match ended 2-0 to Manchester City. Savino scored in the 21st minute. And obviously, we know that it was no goals would have been followed up after that until the 74th minute in that second half, where Erling Haaland got back to his scoring ways, and Savino, who finally started to show Manchester City fans what they want to see from him. That expectation. He's a young player, so I mean, it probably took him time to adjust and to adapt. But in the Premier League, he's got off. He's finally been able to show more so of a proper output rather than a raw player who's young and still learning and adapting to the league. But Erling Haaland got back, from being a goal drought in the Premier League, and he got a goal, to cement the more positive results that we'll discuss when we get to conversing about the results that Manchester City would have had in the week that has now concluded as well. So that is the first match. So Leicester City versus Manchester City. We know that it was a 2-0 win for Manchester City as they continue to push themselves, try to get back themselves to the conversation, if it is still possible, of challenging for the title, the Premier League title that they are currently the holders of. They're the title holders, they're the reigning champions. And I'm sure that they would not like that, that period to end. They want to keep with that consistency of winning back to back, Premier League titles. So this result in particular against the City, who find themselves in a very concerning situation, it shows the difference. One team is trying to get back up there in terms of, the title race. Another one is trying to get back up there, but for a sake of not being in a relegation battle. So we see that situation being presented there, and both teams are in a different situation and scenario as well. So let's move on to the next fixture. Bear with me, technical difficulties once more, but we move on, we progress. And the next result that we will speak about is Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Now, Crystal Palace came out as 2-1 victors. Obviously, Southampton opened the score with Tyler Niblin getting the goal, with Adam Armstrong getting the assist in the 15th minute. However, that was not enough for them, as around 15 to 60 minutes later, Trevor Chalobah would get the home side back into the match, get that equalizer, that all-important goal to get them back into the match. And obviously, Will Hughes got the assist for that. Now, Eze, who has been very crucial in the performances of Crystal Palace this season, followed up and got that winner correction that ended up getting them that win. All 3 points were garnered, and they received the 3 points, as Southampton, who also find themselves sitting flat at the bottom of the Premier League table, continue to be in that relegation scrap, as it appears that more than likely they could perhaps be going back down. So more so of a situation where it's very unfortunate, although I'm not a Southampton fan, I, and perhaps I'm probably one of those fans that of football that, don't enjoy to really see the fact that at the end of the day, you do have teams that have to get relegated so that other teams can come in. It's very unfortunate. I've never been a fan that likes that part. I have never fancied it. I mean, it's understandable because you have to have, obviously 20 teams in the Premier League so that, in terms of fixtures, because it can't be like the Championship. It could be if they want it to be, but obviously there's a lot of things in terms of rights and all of that for filming and obviously it be available. But I'm not going to touch on that. Let's not get swayed by talking about other things that are unrelated. So let's move on. But as you guys have seen, Crystal Palace came out 2-1 victors against Southampton on the 29th of December 2024 on Sunday. So this is more so of last year, which obviously we're still in the early parts of 2025, but approximately 7 days ago, we were still in 2024, and the final match of 2024 for Crystal Palace was a 2-1 victory over 20th position Southampton. So let's move on to the next match as we try to progress to the news items that we have lined up. And let's not waste your time. Technical difficulties persist once more, but we will push through and we will not let that be a stumbling block for us as well. So the next match is Everton versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are having a emphatic season. They're having a season that many fans have admitted to have not expected. A lot of fans say that they would have expected Nottingham Forest to be challenging, to be in the top 8, being a part of the top 8 conversation. But they find themselves in a situation where they're in the top 4. They're sitting, obviously the proximity of the teams, it's close. However, when you look at the situation, Nottingham Forest find themselves currently third, with obviously they have a match that will be coming up at the time of recording on Monday, which will be tomorrow, for those who are watching this now, and it is still Sunday for you, this January 5. So it was a 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest, as I mentioned. 15th minute, Chris Wood got the goal, Anthony Elanga getting the assist, and Morgan Gibbs-White, getting that second goal and the cushion, if you want to call it that, in the 61st minute, the second half, getting all 3 points for a Nottingham Forest team that are happy. The fans are emphatic, as I said before, about the fact that their team are currently in a situation where they are currently third, sitting above Chelsea, who are on 36 points, correction, forgive me for that, and Manchester City, who are creeping up slowly but surely into the conversation, Newcastle also being amongst the mix as well. So let's move on to the next match as we try to progress, as I said before, to the more important items, which is more so the news. So let's progress to another result that would have occurred with Fulham versus Bournemouth. So we know that in this result, Fulham came out, with only a point. Bournemouth were able to get themselves a point as well, as both teams continue to find themselves in the top half, or trying to remain in the top half of the Premier League table. So in this match, it had goals, 4 goals to be exact, with Raul Jimenez getting the first goal of this match in the 40th minute, with the assist from Andreas Pereira in 40 minutes, as I said before. However, in the early parts of the second half, 5 to 6 minutes in, Ivan Nilsson got the equalizing goal at that time, the first equalizing goal, with James Hill getting the assist before Harry Wilson would score in the 72nd minute, with Antoine Robinson being the player to get the assist. However, Fulham would receive a disappointing, setback and a disappointment, to put it simply, as Bournemouth got an equalizing goal for the second time in this match, as Dango Otara got the equalizing goal, as others were even. Points were issued out apiece, as both teams had to settle for just a point. But let's move on to the next match. But as we can see, there was goals galore. The period of December 29 into the present time of January 5 had goals. There was most, if not all, matches during this period that had goals. I have got that confirmation now that there was no such game from December 29 that did not have a goal being there. So we move on to Spurs versus Wolves, which ended in another draw as well. Now, Tottenham Hotspur find themselves in a situation where their performances are a mixed bag. They're losing matches, they're winning matches, they're drawing matches, and then the cycle continues over and over again. With Ange Postecoglou being frustrated with the form of his team. Now, in this match in particular, Wolves opened the scoring. They got the first goal of this match with Wang Hee-chan getting the goal in the 7th minute, as Rayon Etnioli got the assist. The fullback got the assist for the scoring attacker, the player that has been prolific in many seasons that he's been at the club, and the period that he's been at the club, he has been that crucial player for them. No, the game would not have to wait long for a response from Spurs, as approximately 5 minutes later, Rodrigo Bentancur got the equalizing goal for them, with Pedro Polo, another fullback, but this time for Spurs, getting the assist. No, Tottenham Hotspur would have been very happy with the way that half ended, as Brendan Johnson got the goal that would give them the lead, at least for the halftime period, as Kulusevski got the assist as well. Now, the second half had a situation where it was up and down. It was bad for some parts. Spurs obviously having opportunities, Wolves having opportunities, as the customary matches go with two teams that can create opportunities. And it took up until the 87th minute for Wolves to get that goal that would get them a point and save the match for them, as they would have gone home empty-handed if Strandon Larson, correction. I'm not the greatest at pronouncing names, and I hope you guys can forgive me for that. But the fullback for Wolves, Ryan Nori, got another assist for them. He proved to be crucial in the two goals, getting two goal involvements from the end of this match. So let's move on to the next result as we try to push through and persist on, as we try to get to the news loop. We go to the news ladder that will obviously be there. But the next match is a match that I want to try to get my good friend, my very good friend, Jordan, on for. Oh, my good friend Jordan, welcome to the show. Welcome. I hope you're
Hey,
well.
welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
good.
Yes. Yes. I hope it's good to hear that you're good. But this is a match where we saw West Ham getting trashed by Liverpool, a prolific Liverpool that's had, if let me just confirm, exactly 5 different goal scorers for the 5 goals that they scored, with
Uh,
three, with 3 of them coming in that first half and the remaining 2 coming in. So we see first, before I allow Jordan to give his thoughts and opinions on this result, as the team he supports, got 5 goals past West Ham. But Luis Diaz scored to open the scoring in the 30th minute. Cody Gakpo followed up 10 minutes later in the 40th minute, with Mo Salah getting an assist. Before 4 minutes later, he himself, Mo Salah, would be getting a goal, as Curtis Jones played a hand in this. And it was halftime. As I stated before, 3 goals were scored in the first half. And the second half started off relatively better than the first, as it took only 8 to 9 minutes for Trent Alexander-Arnold to get his name on the score sheet, as Ryan Graffenberg got the assist in the 54th minute. And to sum it all up, and to ensure that he got into the action, Diego Jota got a goal, with Mo Salah getting another assist, therefore proven to have gotten 3 goal involvement in this match. So, my good friend Jordan,
yeah.
what's your thoughts on the situation? And I don't want you to do it. I'm going to give you a disclaimer. Ensure that don't talk about the result that happened against Man United just yet. Just let me know what you thought
But
about
no,
this
I'm not.
match in particular.
Yeah, yeah, this. Yeah.
Yeah, West Ham. So,
Mhm.
so, so what's your thought about? What did you feel about this result that Liverpool got against West Ham?
Well, this game that we played last year on 29th of December to end the calendar year. I know I have confidence in the boys to get the job done. Despite I didn't see the game, but I know I have confidence in the team. And as I said, man, Luis Diaz opened the scoring. I know Yeah, I'm seeing the Diaz we all know now scoring goals. Yes, Salah, fantastic player, legend. He has to retire as a legend for us indeed. And Trent Alexander-Arnold with a screamer. Wow, fantastic player. Nick Cody Gakpo. Well, this Dutch player just too good. And the Portuguese Diego Shot. This is what we're really missing in the squad. Last year, Diego Shot and he's back, and I'm happy with the 5 goal win against West Ham United. It should have been 7, but we didn't have time to do it. But we ended the calendar year with a bang, a 5-0 win. To going into New Year's, and we did it. And yeah, I'm happy with the big win, man. 5-0 is just all we need, and we did it.
Yeah, fair enough, and thank you for that. I appreciate the fact that you said and you mentioned this. I didn't really want to to say too much because I wanted to give you the opportunity to give your insight, your belief. Because you're a Liverpool fan, to give you that opportunity to give your perspective on it. So as you said, it could have been 7-0 as well. So, it really does show that it could have been even worse for West Ham. But that concludes the 29th fixtures, the December 29th fixture, as we could progress to a match that had goals as well. Before I get to a result that, as a fan of that club, made me very much gutted. But let me not go too far. Let me not jump the gun. Let me just quickly get into speaking about the match that occurred at Villa Park in Birmingham. So Aston Villa versus Brighton. This match ended up being a 2-2 draw, with both teams getting a point apiece. Now, to just go through the ongoings in this match, Brighton were the team that opened the scoring, interesting enough, with Simon Adingra getting the goal, with Joao Pedro getting the assist. Now, there was a response from Ollie Watkins, who finally got himself a goal for Villa that would prove to be crucial, as he got that equalizing goal in 36 minutes, albeit from a penalty. Before, obviously after half time, Morgan Rogers would open that half 2 minutes in, or 90 seconds in, with a goal to give Villa the lead for at least approximately 30 plus minutes before Tariq Lamptey would get the equalizing goal for Brighton that will allow them to get a point in this match. So we see a situation where Villa are trying to get themselves back up to challenging for that top 4 spot. Even it's still possible, the gap between fourth going down to sixth, seventh, eighth, it's not necessarily too big of a gap to say that any team that goes on a win streak or gets points here or there cannot come up to challenge if those teams continue to drop. Brighton obviously find themselves in a situation where they're also in a conversation to try to push themselves back up to sixth, keeping that position in that top half of the table. So both teams are trying to ensure that they find themselves in a situation where they can keep the teams that are in the top 4 spots currently, who are likely or let me use a better word, are able to fall short or fall out, and to give them something to think about, give them something to keep them on their toes and concerned. So Aston Villa versus Brighton ended in a draw, a 2-2 draw to be exact, with both teams cancelling each other out by the end of the match. So let us get into the following match that occurred on the 30th of December, with it being a 2-0 win for Ipswich Town at home at Portman Road in Ipswich. Now, this is a result from a Chelsea perspective that a lot of Chelsea fans were gutted to see. Now, I'm going to try to be as neutral as possible as the host of the show and the host of this roundup as well, to not really, give my opinion, but the situation is that Ipswich Town, the home side, got a win that will help them in their push to get themselves out of the relegation scrap. Now, for this match, it was a penalty that would open the scoring. However, a lot of Chelsea fans, myself included, wondered if it was indeed a penalty, and if it was more so a dive from Leon Delap rather than a penalty, or Jurgensen, who would have started the match for Chelsea, actually took out the player. It was a conversation that occurred for days after this result, as people were saying that it wasn't a penalty. And after reviewing it numerous times, I concurred to some extent. However, the VAR and also the referee did not see it that way. So it was a penalty from Leon Delap, the player that was quote unquote taken out by Jorgensen, stood up, he stepped up, correction, and he placed the ball to the back of the net as Jorgensen tried his best to get to it but could not, as the ball just about inches to his left went in past him. No, there was opportunities for Chelsea to come back in the match. However, they did not take it. But uh, we see that our Omari Hutchinson got that second goal for them, as they got the 3 points, as I said, that helped in their push. So, Jordan, what's your thoughts on this? Let me get your thoughts, sir.
Oh yes, Ipswich Chelsea. Omar Hutchinson, former Chelsea player, right? Yeah. Well, great goal from him, man. Seeing a great goal is very, very good for him, man. And seeing that as well, that back flick. It's been a while. I never seen that back flip from him before, but yeah, it's going in Chelsea. Shocking. He used to be with your guys. I know he scored against the guys, but yeah, great goal from him, man. Pick up to Omari Hutchinson, man. Pick up to him.
Okay, I think that this is the problem when you have on a rival fan. They say, big up to him. And if you're bigging up a player, that means that you're saying, oh, thank you, or gratitude to you for doing what you did. Now we know that Liverpool, in particular, um, they saw Chelsea in recent weeks as a team to keep an eye on, as they were pushing up closely. They had opportunities to even go ahead of Liverpool, who have a game in hand, obviously not being able to face off against their Merseyside, rivals, who obviously have their final match at Goodison Park of this season to face off against the Reds of Liverpool. So we move on to the next results. But as I said before, there was a goal fest. A lot of goals occurred during this period. But let me move on to the next results of the 30th. Another match that involves two United teams, albeit one being Newcastle United and the other being Manchester United. Now, this match took place at Old Trafford on the 30th, Monday of 2024, approximately the second to last day of 2024, and it was a 2-0 upset correction for Man United, as Newcastle United got the 3 points with their prolific striker Alexander Isak getting that all important goal to give them the lead, give them an advantage in the fourth minute. And it was followed up in the 19th minute from Joe Linton, with Anthony Gordon getting the assist. Now, this match had opportunities. There was opportunities for Man United. The results could have been even worse for Manchester United, better for Newcastle. However, wasted chances from United, and two goals proved to be enough for Newcastle to get all 3 points, as the match obviously had substitutions early on from United. Obviously, one of the biggest moments in that match is Xerxes coming off after only 33 minutes. We know that was something that had sparked a lot of controversy. Ruben Amorim taking off a player in the attack so early on in the first half. So we saw obviously Newcastle making substitutions, 58th minute, as you can see. Man United gets getting a booking, only one booking. The match wasn't filled with a lot of bookings from the referee, but Newcastle also got a yellow card for their troubles as well, and substitutions followed for both teams respectively. So for this match, we see a situation where Man United, found themselves in a situation where they were losing 3 matches at home. And obviously, Ruben Amorim spoke about that after this result as well. So let's move on to the next result. the results that started our 2025, as we saw the teams such as Arsenal, you know, getting a positive start on, their push to challenge Liverpool, a team that are still only the challengers at this present moment to
Mhm.
Liverpool. No, I want to get your thoughts, Jordan, but let me just go through the ongoings in this match, what happened in this match, before I get your thoughts on Arsenal and if you believe that they are actually a team that you should not rule out. Obviously, not taking into the account their most recent results that took place. So let me just go through this and then I'll come back to you. No, Brentford,
Yeah, man.
funny enough, funny enough, were the team that opened the scoring in the 13th minute as Mbeumo, a very prolific play for them for seasons that they've been in the Premier League, with Damskar getting the assist in the 13th minute as well. Now, Arsenal obviously got a response. It took them approximately 50 to 60 minutes to get that response. They had opportunities in between that period as well. However, Gabriel Jesus was the important player for them to get that equalizer and give them back that hope that they could get all 3 points. Now, the match, especially the first half, did not have any goals that followed up after Jesus' goal, but the second half started off positively for Arsenal as they pushed, they persisted, and eventually got that goal 4 minutes in, 5 minutes into the second half, with Moreno getting that second goal to make it 2-1 to Arsenal as they played at the G-Tech Community Stadium for Brentford. However, 3 minutes later, in quick succession, Gabriel Martinelli got the third and most important goal, as it would be the final goal of this match as well. This match had 4 goals in it in totality, and Brentford would be disappointed to know that they took the lead and it was squandered, and they left their stadium, and Arsenal leaving their stadium with 3 points and Brentford leaving with none. So, my good friend Jordan, now we know
Yeah,
that
yes, indeed.
are currently second. Now,
Hmm.
obviously, don't take into account their most recent result. Focusing on this match, how did you feel about the fact that Liverpool being first, Arsenal breathing down your neck? How did you feel about this result in particular? Were you disappointed that Brentford couldn't give you that favor? Let me know what you think.
Well, we didn't know, because we know they were breathing down our necks, as I said, Tyrone. But this player, man, Gabriel Martinelli, the Brazilian, it's been a while he has been out with goal drought, but coming back on New Year's, scoring against the Bees. Oh, this player just back on his different level. Yeah, put him in the second. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle between them and us. Yeah, first against second. Yeah, title race. Yes, but for me especially, we did want Brentford to win, but it's Arsenal. They have good players in the Gabriel Jesus scoring. Yes, in the back, his normal self and his form. But yeah, great win for them indeed, man, to start off the new calendar year. Indeed, congrats to Arsenal to start off the 2025 season with a win away from home at the G-Tech Community Stadium.
Technical difficulties. Thank you very much for that response, and I respect the fact that you were able to be neutral in reviewing this result as well. Being a Liverpool fan, obviously, you mentioning and admitting the fact that you wanted Brentford to have gotten a result, but it wasn't meant to be as it appears. Now, let's move on to this next match. Spurs versus Newcastle. Newcastle followed up their results against Manchester United with another win to continue to breathe down the necks of the teams that are currently sitting in the top four, with Newcastle finding themselves, interestingly enough, in a situation where they could, you know, be a big challenge to Chelsea as well as Manchester City, who we will discuss as we go through the remaining fixtures as well, also getting a good result. But let's focus on this match. This match is very interesting as Tottenham Hotspurs got that first goal. Dominic Solanke, the 4th minute, opened the scoring for this match. Pedro Polo getting the assist. Pedro Polo following up another performance with getting in on involvement in this goal as he got the assist. Now Newcastle with quick response, perfect response, a Newcastle fan would say, as Anthony Gordon scored once more in a respective and consecutive match. In the 60th minute, with Bruno Guimaraes getting the assist for this goal. Now, it took some time, back and forth, Newcastle having chances, Spurs having chances, both teams trying to cancel each other out. However, it would be Alexander Isak in another consecutive match that would get the eventually the most important goal of the match to get Newcastle the point in the 3 points correction in the 38th minute, and followed up their win against Manchester United with another 3 points. Getting 6 points out of the two matches, 6 out of 6 is fantastic as they try to, revive their season after having a sloppy start in the 2024 period and also having a mixed bag, season as they got wins, lost matches, drew matches that they could have won, as being prolific or being able to outscore the opponents was not something that was possible. So now, let me get your thoughts, my good friend Jordan. Spurs are currently, as I said before, in a situation where it's a mixture. They win matches, they lose matches, they draw matches. How did you feel when you saw that Spurs ended up dropping points once more? They opened the scoring and they completely squandered the opportunity to get the 3 points to push themselves and try to get
Yes,
back up
because
into the top 10. Go on.
yeah, yeah, Spurs are a great team though. Despite we beat them, but don't want to go there. But Newcastle United is a team that has great players. Bruno, Isaac, these guys are good for Newcastle United, and I think if they keep this up, anything can happen. Eddie Howe is a great manager, but we could see a Newcastle United keeping on winning. They're gonna keep on winning, but Spurs dropping points. Oh, they have let out Hungmin Son, but where is he? But yeah, but great win for Newcastle United. They deserve it, and big up to them. Congratulations to Newcastle United.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. As we are about to hit that 1 hour mark, we're getting closer to it. Let's try to get a quicker pace as we try to get to the news ladder, as there has been a lot of interesting news through this period of December 29, 2024, and the early parts of 2025, January 5, 2025. So the next match that we'll be discussing was another Saturday match on the 4th of January, as Aston Villa got a win over Leicester City, who once more fell short of getting a result that would help them massively. Now, Aston Villa obviously opened the scoring. The first half was very dull, no goal came, but it was not so for the second half, as Aston Villa opened the score in the 58th minute through Ross Barkley, a former Chelsea player as well, and a player that would have gone out on loan there as well, gone to Luton Town, and then came back to Aston Villa again. So he opened the scoring for them. Mavididi of Leicester City in the 63rd minute got that important goal for them to keep some level of hope alive. However, Leon Bailey would have wiped all of that away as Ian Matson got the assist after creating that opportunity for the Jamaican player. And it was a result that Villa would love as they continue, as I said before, to find themselves up and around to be a nuisance to the teams that are in the top 4 as they try to reclaim a position that they received last season to claim Champions League football. So Aston Villa, this is a result that fancies them wonderfully as they picked up all 3 points in a very close and intense match against Leicester City, who also had chances under their manager, correction, Ruud van Nistelrooy. So let's progress to the next match as we try to get closer and closer to the newsletter that is in store for you guys as well. So the next result is a win, a very close and tight match between Bournemouth and Everton at the Vitality Stadium. Now, this match, as I said before, was very tight, and we know that under Sean Dyche, Everton are very compact. They don't give a lot of space freely, and you have to work to get a goal. Chelsea, for example, saw that the hard way, but Bournemouth were able to edge the team and to break that that duck that they have where they allow teams to have a hard time scoring against them. But it took the second half, very late in the second half, the 77th minute to be exact, for David Brooks to get that goal. That's the only game of this match, as Milo Kirkes, excellent fullback slash defender for Bournemouth, who has been doing excellent this season for the the Vitality Stadium based team, as he got the assist and obviously got the 3 points that will be crucial to Bournemouth's season as they find themselves in the top half of the league. Something that many fans, rival fans, neutral fans would have expected at this juncture of the season. However, that is a situation that they find themselves in. Now, let's move on to the next match, as we have unfortunately lost our fellow panelists and a fan of the other team based in Merseyside in Jordan. So let's move on to the next results, as once more we try to get closer and closer to being able to discuss the matches and the needs that are there for you guys to be informed on. Now, the next result and the match that would have occurred is between Crystal Palace and Chelsea at Selhurst Park. Now, this match, from a Chelsea perspective, fans would have been disappointed as it proved to be another match where Chelsea failed to get a win. Now, the last win that they would have gotten would have taken place in 2024. Obviously, you may say that that is a stretch as 2025 has just started and it's the first match for Chelsea this year. But the final win that they would have gotten, the last win that they would have gotten, was against Brentford in a very tightly competitive match against Brentford, as they were able to get the better of the Bees. However, it wasn't meant to be in this match, as Chelsea opened the score through Cole Palmer in the 40th minute. Jadon Sancho with a little dummy, getting the all-important assist for that goal to open the scoring. However, after not being able to take chances with players such as Jackson failing to capitalize on opportunities that were created for him, after a pass from Sanchez, the goalkeeper, was able to be reclaimed by Crystal Palace. They came back counter-attacking. They were able to break through and get the goal to get that point and to rescue a point for themselves, as Mateta was able to get a goal, as Eze got another goal involvement following up the goal that he scored in their prior match, as they were looking to conclude their 2024 with a positive aspect being a win. Now, I want to get my good friend Jordan's thoughts on what took place in this match and what he thought about the fact that Chelsea dropped points against Crystal Palace, as they are now 4 games winless. Over to you, Jordan.
Well, yes, Crystal Palace, Chelsea. Yes, you guys have lots of Cole Palmer, fantastic. Crystal Palace, right? Mateta and Eze. But this game should have never been a draw. But the guy was in the title race. But wow, Palace really gave you guys a good game, and you guys draw the game and drop points. Now he left to both red sides to decide where the title will be ending. Will it go to North London or will it go to Anfield? It should have between us, between London and Red, blue against red, for the title to decide who will be where the trophy will be ending in May, but it could be end between the Reds and the Gunners. But yeah, it's a great game, but the guys drop points and shouldn't even that happening either. But big up to but great goal by Cole Palmer and also awesome assist by Sancho indeed. So that should have been a win for Chelsea indeed.
All right, now before I go into the next match, there's a big conspiracy, there's a big controversy, there's a big narrative that has been flying in and around the head of Chelsea fans, Chelsea, anybody related to Chelsea. Let me put it that way. As rivals, neutral fans, pundits, media personalities have been saying that Chelsea were in the title race, and I mean, it got to the point where Maresca got frustrated as he constantly, each time he was asked about such situation, he kept saying, "We are not in the title race because of this reason or for that reason. We're not in the title race. 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 We're not in the title race." Every week, that was the situation. The narrative was a case where every week it was, "We're not in the title race. We're not in the title race. We're not in the title race," and you have once more continued that narrative by saying that they were in the title race as the manager of Chelsea or head coach, as the title of the role that he has not been expanded to say he's a manager in terms of having the freedom to do this or to do that. But if the manager is saying that they're not in the title race, a lot of people say that it's mind games, but based on what has happened currently with Chelsea, a lot of people beg the question, was he actually sincere when he said that Chelsea are in the title race? Because he said you cannot be in the title race if you're dropping points like that, or you or a team in the title race will not be dropping points like that, or defending like that, or conceding goals like that. But let's not let this be about Chelsea, as it's the Premier League weekly roundup. So let us digress from that and progress to the next fixture and results that took place between Manchester City and West Ham. Now, Manchester City followed up their positive result prior with a big win. West Ham United conceding 9 goals in their 2 matches, as the first goal came from an own goal from Kofal. Then it came with another goal being conceded before halftime to make it 2-0, as Erling Haaland got his first of 2 goals in this match. And we saw that, as I said before, halftime would come around. The second half starting with Phil Foden getting a goal 30 minutes in with a consolation goal. Sorry, forgive me for that. Erling Haaland getting a goal firstly before Phil Foden getting the fourth goal for Manchester City, as they found themselves having a run of consistent results with 2 wins after having a challenge of winning matches prior. However, a consolation goal for West Ham followed as Nicolas Fulkrug got a consolation goal from them with the aid of Thomas Suchek getting the assist in the 71st minute. But that would be the only thing that they would get, as I believe that the only thing that would have been left is if Manchester City were able to add to that lead. However, it was not meant to be, as the game ended with only 5 goals and 3 points once more gained, as Manchester City now find themselves closer to top four, as many fans, neutral fans, rival fans, and Manchester City fans were starting to concede on if they would get to top four. However, that was not the case. Now, my good friend Jordan, what do you think about this? Are you happy um, that about the fact that, well, I obviously will be happy, but what do you think about the fact that Manchester City have gotten
Team for this game,
Tyrone, Man City, West Ham United. Um, this game, well, I really want to see them lose, but seeing them back again after they pick up, yeah, they're starting to find themselves back, right? Good, but I prefer them out of the race for good. For us now, we have lots of history with this club in our title race. It's now this is the year for us to have a chance to get a new challenger, and it's now the team on at our neck, Arsenal. So they're the only team. So for them, so they can take top four. So yeah, but we're that's a great goal in the big up to Haaland, no doubt. But we didn't have a chance of winning the golden boots. Because Salah is just keeping on scoring goals. I know we don't reach to my team yet, but yeah, for Haaland is back. For how long will he be scoring goals for? But yeah, great win for Pep Guardiola and Man City at home against West Ham.
Right, fair enough, and I like the question that you've asked. Erling Haaland got goals, but how long will that be? Will he be able to continue that goal scoring form, and will he be able to rescue the Golden Boot race that he would have obviously won by a landslide in prior seasons? But the next match that we will discuss is the 5-goal thrashing of Southampton. Southampton conceding once more 5 goals in a match with, if memory serves well, teams such as Chelsea and Spurs in recent times getting 5 goals against them as well. Southampton find themselves in a very concerning situation as they are in a relegation scrap and look like they will be getting relegated despite the manager change that they have had. They're still currently sitting 20th in the league, at the very bottom of the table, as Brentford were able to get 5 goals in this match with a brace from Mbeumo. But let's not jump the gun, as Kevin Sheed got the first goal in the 6th minute, with Damsgaard getting in on the action as again with an assist. Now, that goal will be the only goal of that first half, and Brentford would have to wait for the second half to continue their goal scoring form, as Brian Mbeumo got his first of 2 goals in the 62nd minute, with Wissa getting the assist as well. The 69th minute would see him put the ball into the back of the net after having a opportunity to score from the spot from a penalty. Now, that would be 3 goals for them. However, Brentford were not ready to give up, and they were not going to leave the St. Mary's Stadium without getting 2 more goals, as the first goal in stoppage time came from Keane Lewis Potter, who got a goal in the 92nd minute of that match after Brian Mbeumo, who got 3 goal involvements in this match, got the assist. The next goal would follow up just before full time, as Wissa got in on the action and got in on the goals to make it 5-0 in the 94th minute as well. So that is the result of that match, as Brentford continue to push through and try to find their way into the conversation of perhaps getting a European football spot. But let's move on to the following result, as our good friend Jordan, our fellow panelist, mentioned a team that are viewed as being in the title race, as they have been in the title race in the prior 2 seasons before. No, Arsenal would be hoping to continue their winning ways. However, Brighton would put a stop to that, as the match would end 1-1. Now, in this result, Arsenal opened the scoring for Ethan Newari, and Mikel Merino got the assist in the 60th minute. However, that would be the only goal of that first half, as opportunities were squandered by the North London Reds. No, Brighton would get their response in the 61st minute in that second half from a penalty that was gifted to them, and Joao Pedro got the important goal. Now, our fellow panelists, Jordan, you're saying that you want a new challenger. You are saying that Liverpool are in a situation where their customary rival in the title race is nowhere to be seen presently in the top four. However, Arsenal squandered points. So, what is your thoughts on the fact that Arsenal dropped points on the weekend, on Saturday to be exact? Over to you, Jordan.
Wow, this game between Brighton and Arsenal, this game, well, it was decided to see if them can even what level points with us.
Hmm.
It didn't happen, so they're trying to gain a gap on us. But Brighton have something up their sleeves, and that penalty, wow, it was a clear penalty indeed. But great job for Brighton to pick up a points at home at the Amex. As they call, yes, at their home ground. But yeah, but how long will they be remaining in second place? That is Arsenal. But let's see, because they want us to drop points for them to go up there. But Arsenal dropping points again against a Brighton team. But yeah, good game at the Amex for the Gunners, indeed.
Right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It was a disappointing result for the Gunners, as you mentioned, as Brighton were able to get an upset. And speaking of upsets, this is another upset that would have occurred as Ipswich were looking to follow up their shocking win over Chelsea with another win. However, Fulham had other plans. Now, Ipswich Town would have opened the score in that first half and would have gone into halftime with a goal from Sam. I'm not going to pronounce that last name as I would not like to do this justice and not an injustice rather to the last name of that player. But that goal came in the 30th minute. Now, as I said before, going into halftime, Ipswich Town had the lead and it would have been happy days for them. However, Raul Jimenez would get his first of two goals, with both being a penalty, in the 69th minute. However, Leon Delap would score a penalty of his own to get back the lead for Ipswich Town for at least 20 minutes, as Raul Jimenez would also score another penalty to make it 2-2, and the match would conclude 2-2, as Ipswich Town would have gotten another disappointing result in their season as they tried to get themselves out of the relegation scrap, as Fulham also find their way of getting themselves a good place in the position of the table in that top half of the table. So Fulham versus Ipswich Town in a game that saw both teams cancelling each other out, and they had to settle for a point apiece. Now, let us proceed to a very interesting match. And our fellow panelists here, Jordan, is man, I will not be short of words as we talk about Liverpool versus Man United at Anfield. This match ended 2-2, and it came with having to wait. It was a case where both teams in that first half were going back and forth, having chances, good defending from both teams to ensure that they would go into halftime nil-nil with no goals being scored. However, the same could not be said for the second half as the goals came in pairs. Now, interesting enough, Lisandro Martinez, after finding himself in a more advanced position, got the goal to open his score in this match as Bruno Fernandes created an opportunity as he got the assist in the 52nd minute. Now, it did not take long for Liverpool to get a response as Cody Gakpo, who was offered the space, and the goal was also checked to be if it was offside. However, it was deemed to be onside, got the equalizing goal in the 59th minute, and it was also said that he was just about to come off. However, the goal allowed him to stay on a little while longer. Now, the match saw both teams going back and forth. Man United started to look like they were self-destructing, and eventually Mohamed Salah would be offered the opportunity take another goal, take another penalty, and to get a goal in this match to keep up with this goal scoring form, as he would have been allowed to take a penalty after Delit, who was found guilty of having his hand in an unnatural position and also a handball being present, offered Liverpool the chance to go ahead for the first time in this match and for the only time in this match, I must say. Now, we also saw a situation where it looked as if the team would self destruct as Man United allowed Liverpool to get opportunities. However, Liverpool did not pounce on those chances. However, it took 10 minutes later for Amad Diallo, who had opportunities to score earlier on in the match, got that important goal to rescue a point for the the Red Devils, and caused an upset for Liverpool as they dropped 2 points, giving Arsenal a chance to have a sigh of relief as the gap has not been expanded and extended. Two words came to my mind at the same time. But I wonder what our good friend and fellow Liverpool fan has to say about this result that obviously would be a disappointing result for the Reds. Over to you, Jordan.
Well, that is true, Tyrone. For me, especially, I'm from a Man United family, and for me, especially, I have to say, man, Manchester United came to Anfield to avoid from a 17 defeat. Well, Man United fans, it was really asking for the game to be postponed, right? Because of the
Right. Yeah.
snowing. The guy was asking for the game to postpone, but it's not postponed, and we still get a draw. I'm happy with the draw. I'm happy with the draw. It's not a defeat, but we should have battered this Man United team. But fair enough. It's the start of the new year for us against the Red Devils, and then now we have next games coming up. One against one in the EFL and first on the 14th of this month. But yeah, I'm happy with the draw. I'll take the draw. Fair enough. Fair play. We should have won the game, but take the draw, no problem. We're still top in the league. Don't know, Man United fans still looking down on you guys way down the bottom of the ocean. So yeah, well, good try, Man United. Well tried, but try again. But yeah, I'll take a draw, Tyrone. Proud of the boys, proud of the team. Happy to start off 2025 with a draw, no doubt, without a win, but we should have won it. But okay, fair enough. Big up to Ruben Amorim coming to Anfield for the first time, debuting. Thank you very much for Ruben Amorim. But yeah, great try. But big up to Sana earlier.
My apologies. I did not realize I was muted. However, that is very interesting from Jordan. I think he's the first Liverpool fan that I've heard say that he's happy with the fact that they drew. A lot of fans were disappointed, and a lot of people even arguing the fact that Manchester United fans were very happy to know that they got a draw, that they caused an upset, that they were able to have a hand in preventing Liverpool from expanding on their lead. However, Jordan is free to his own opinion, and he has the right to his own opinion. And if he believes that a draw is better than a loss, he has all right to believe that. Now, let's move on to the next item that I have lined up for you guys. I'm having some issues sharing it, but allow me to just quickly find a way to share it. And yeah, all right, perfect. Now it's let me know if you guys are able to see it as well. Let's go to the very bottom so that we can start off with news from a different perspective as we start off with the continuation of discussing Manchester United. So, sorry about that. Manchester United could face the prospect of players remaining on their current wages in the event of relegation to the Championship, with the club not inserting relegation clauses. Now, this is a report with the source being Telegraph. I don't know what you think, Jordan. What do you think about this? Do you think that this even matters? Do you think that Man United have a chance of being relegated, in
For
any
me,
time recent?
yes, for me especially at this rate, this Man United team is always getting on top of my nerves. Right? I'm happy where they are. They can stay where they are. If they want to go to championship, it's there. It's. I'm not a fan of them, but it's gonna be decide between the fans them of Man United if they want that. This Ruben Amorim guy, yeah, I know. I want to see what he will do when he start off the 26, 27 season starts. When he start off 25, 26 season, I mean. God, this Ruben Amorim guy, he beat Man United, yes, and he get beat in the EFL. But coming to Anfield, and you think you're gonna be Liverpool, honest lot. Yeah, these two code meeting for the first time. But yeah, at the brick, I table right now, Darren. I'm looking at them going to championship, bro. Because when are they gonna go way up? I don't know if they have time. That is January now. I'm not sure if they have enough time to go up. If they can continue win. But but yeah, I think it's looking like they're looking down to relegation if they can keep and stay up if they want to. So yeah, it looks to me like they're looking down to relegation zone. But yes, 14th position looks like they're gonna go down there.
Do you really think that that's actually gonna happen, though, Jordan? All bias aside, do you actually believe that they will get relegated? Realistically speaking.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Man United, I know Man United, not Man United team. But then that this is not Man United team. Man,
Mm.
yeah. Rashford is a different player. And at this rate where Man United is now sitting right now, I think I don't know where they will be going, but I hope they can climb up. Let's see if they can win more games this month, next month. Well, I think yeah, or rival with them is finished. So let's see if they can stay up. If let's see what Ruben will do to bring them up the table. Will he get them conference? Will he get them Europa League? Well, let's see. But let's see what I want to see. What will they improve a lot? So yeah, let's see. Will he get rid of Andre Onana? I'm not sure. Don't know. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what will happen for them.
Okay. All right. I hope the audience and the listeners will not view you as being biased, as you've said that you're wondering if they'll be getting relegated. However, you did offer that perspective on if you believe that they could get Conference League, Europa League, or something else. But Champions League is looking slim for them in this present moment. Crazy things have happened, but I'm sure many fans, whether Man United fans or rival fans, neutral fans, will be thinking that the possibility of them getting Champions League is looking very slim. But there's still matches left. However, it would mean that a lot of the teams above them would have to have a big drop off. Anyways, let's move on to the next item here. As we will continue speaking about Manchester United, however, we'll be bringing in more of the historical top six teams as well into the conversation. As Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham have joined Manchester United and Manchester City in showing interest in signing Dani Olmo from Barcelona. This is according to Mundo Deportivo. I'm not sure what you think about this, Jordan, but would you take Danny Almo if there is any substance and reliability and credibility in this story?
Well, despite we did lost Thiago Alcantara back then, no, we could find another Espanol at Liverpool, and I think this player is the right player, no doubt. But it's gonna make his decision. Either he's going to come to the Premier, or he wants to stay at Barcelona. But he was being very fantastic in Euros for Spain. So Dani Almo is a fantastic player. I will take him, but I think Arsenal is really interested in him more than us because we don't see the link. We don't link with him. So I'll take him, but my club doesn't have a link with him. But I think I heard about Arsenal probably interested in him. But yeah, not sure what his decision will make. But Danny Almo, if he come to Premier League, I think he will not be going to Arsenal because his fellow country teammate is there. That is Mikel Merino. Probably he was thinking about going to Arsenal, Liverpool, maybe, not sure. But yeah, it's gonna be what he will decide. But yeah, I'll take him at Liverpool. No doubt. But yeah, he could be the perfect fit for Liverpool Football Club. I'll take him, Darwin. Not sure about Arsenal.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair argument, and you have the right to that opinion. However, although this is more so the Premier League weekly roundup, there has also been a follow up on this story as well, as it has also been reported that AC Milan are also challenging these English teams that are reportedly in the conversation to get the signature of the Spanish footballer, and they are reportedly close to getting some conversation going as they try to get another option, as Christian Pulisic has found himself picking up injuries once more. So AC Milan have also been inserted into the conversation for the signature of the present Barcelona player who currently finds himself in a situation where Barcelona are unable to register him for this year. So it's a very sticky situation for Barcelona, as there's some players that they are not able to register, and they also have interest in other players such as Jonathan Tah, which that story has somewhat died down in recent days, as the registration issue has taken the limelight and taken full focus. Now, let's move on to the next item that we have lined up here. With the next one, let me scroll down here quickly, being a story that brings back Manchester United into the picture. Now, this is a tweet from Transfer News Live, or at Deadline Day Live, and it states that Manchester United have no budget to reinforce their squad in January and would have to sell first before buying to comply with PSR rules. Now, the source is Man United Men, who reportedly states that Manchester United have no budget to reinforce their squad. What do you think about this, Jordan? Do you think that this is true? Do you think that they have to sell first before they can buy, or do you think that this is just a
Well,
fabricated story?
if they want to go up the table tier one, if that could happen, they have to get rid of the Eric Ten Hag players. Yes, that's what Ruben needs to do. Tyrone, get rid of the Eric Ten Hag deadwood players like Onana, William there. Yeah, I'm bringing in fresh players back. Probably what like Victor from Sporting CP, the striker, to refresh the Man United team. You have to get rid of Andre Onana. Get rid of Onana if that's the case. If he really wants to really make this team get Champions League, get rid of Onana, then get a better player, get a better goalkeeper that can keep more. So sell the player that everything on the left money with. Yeah, right? And then you have Onana there, you have Delete. I don't know what will um Ruben do, but you have to get rid of everything Young's players before he bringing his bringing players that he have to bring in and going to transfer window before I think is this week, this tomorrow Monday transfer window open. I'm not sure, but yeah, you need to get rid of players. So sell Onana if he wants to sell him. You can sell Andre Onana.
Okay, fair enough. So that's thank you for that opinion, and thank you for sharing your thoughts on the situation at Manchester United. Now we'll move on to the next item here, and it's in regards to Arsenal, and it states that Mikel Arteta is prioritizing a new attacker in the January window. Now this aligns well with the story on Danny Almo, who we've heard reportedly have an interest in Danny Almo. Arsenal have an interest in Danny Almo. Now, who should Arsenal sign is the question. Now, going back to what Jordan would have said about the fact that, in this current situation, Arsenal are currently, for the third season running, in the title race conversation. They're challenging for the titles in terms of where they are in their project and in terms of the point separation between the teams. Now, if they do want to be able to get over that final hurdle that they were, unfortunately, from an Arsenal fan perspective, not able to get over last season and the season prior, as there was a situation where they, I would say, to put it nicely, squandered lead that they had at the top of the league. So if Mikel Arteta's Arsenal wants to remain in the title race and to even surpass Liverpool, who have not so much of a big gap between them, they would have to sign an attacker to really, add more competition and also add to their numbers in terms of being prolific even more, which hasn't been a problem with them in terms of recent seasons. However, if they want to get that focal point in, as Kai Havertz has not been scoring for them consistently, but he does other stuff and he will score goals here and there, they may look to sign a new attacker in the January window. As we heard that in the summer, they wanted to sign the likes of, and his name has slipped me now, bear with me as I try to remember it, Benjamin Sesko. They were trying to get Benjamin Sesko. He was their first choice and their only choice. However, they were not able to get him, and they opted to go into the season with the same options that they have. Now, Arsenal find themselves in a situation where they are not presently in a situation where their defense is an issue for them. Their defense is one of the best defense that fans can see, whether neutral fans or fans of the club will say that their defense is actually solid, so they don't need to worry about options there. It's more so about the attack and being able to finish a lot more chances or getting goals in very compact matches where they're facing off against teams that make it difficult to get away with all 3 points. Now, I believe it is interesting to get the perspective of a rival fan or a neutral fan and a fan of a team that are also in the title race or and sits top of the league in Jordan. So if no talking from a neutral perspective, who would you say Arsenal need to side in the attack to keep themselves in a conversation? No, I'm telling you that to put on a neutral cap, put on a cap, take off the Liverpool cap and put on a neutral cap and not think from a Liverpool perspective.
Uh, uh, for Arsenal, if they want to have a chance of winning the league, they need a striker that can score goals,
Mhm.
right? And if you want to beat us and have a chance of winning the league, you have not all about us beating us. You have to also try to beat Pep Guardiola at his game because everybody, yeah, every Arsenal fans wants to beat us more. But we are not the champion in City. But if you want to win the league, you have to be the champion. If you cannot beat them, join them. But 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 Arsenal need a striker do Tyrone in It's Gabriel Jesus. Sometimes he's about injured. Sometimes you see him out injured, and you see Bukayo Saka is also out injured. They need players that can come in to score goals. Look at Isaac for Newcastle United. Look at Victor for Sporting CP. Go for those. Look at we can for I really look at Kingsley Coleman for Bayern Munich. You can go for one of those guys. See, look, they're thinking to bring back Serge Gnabry. If you want to bring back Serge Gnabry, it's up to you. It's up to them. They want to bring him back. But yeah, they need a striker that can score goals. Indeed. So the guy who wants Darwin Nunes from us, it's not going to really happen. I'm hearing that also. I'm hearing every different kind of news that he wants to go to AC Milan. So well, yeah, well for Arsenal to win the league, go for a striker that can score goals more than Alan. Alan is young. Yes, and seeing guys getting finishing second, trying to win the league. City beating you guys, and you guys beating them, beat you guys beating them. But Arsenal needs a striker. Tyrone, if they play Chelsea, then play you guys. The guy figure them out and probably score against them. They need somebody that can score goals. It's not all about they get rid of Eddie and Nketiah right in their palace. Who's going to score goals for you guys? Saliba, Gabriel Magali scoring goals at defense. You guys need an attacking striker. Somebody can score goals. Go for Victor. Go for the Sweden player. We could have a Newcastle Arsenal match. Isaac against Victor, no problem. Sweden battle. Attack. That is attack. He can score goals. Penalties, he's good. Go for him, man. Arsenal can go for him, and it's January now, and they need to go for him indeed. Because I see they're talking about him, even Ivan Tony. Go for Victor. Victor is way better than Ivan.
Okay, right, okay, that's a very interesting point, and I have to applaud you. You placed on a neutral cap, so thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a neutral panelist. Respect to you, Jordan. Now, I just want to just touch on what you said before I move on to speaking about what your club or the club that you support has to say about their potentially signing a defender. But before I get to that, now you made a valid point about the fact that the goal scorers of the goals that Arsenal have scored this season, they have seen many of them coming from their defenders and from set pieces and all of that. And as you rightfully said, Gabriel Jesus has had injury issues in recent seasons, so he's not even present. So yes, he has scored in recent games for them. However, they're without that player that they obviously signed in terms of experience of winning the league, and obviously we know that that would have been one of the reasons why they signed him, because he has that experience of winning the league, the Premier League with Manchester City. So I guess they're saying that if you can't beat them, get their players to join you. So I guess in that case of that, they tried to do it, and unfortunately that plan hasn't worked for them, as the clinicality that they would want from Jesus is not possible, as he's been having injury issues. But thank you for sharing your thoughts as we progress through the news ladder, and we mentioned Liverpool, who are set to rival, reportedly, Manchester United for the signing of 20-year-old left back Milos Kerkez for Bournemouth, a young defensive option fullback, as Liverpool are trying to find competition for Robertson, who in recent time has had a sloppy performance here and there in this season. He obviously picked up a red card in a match against Fulham, if memory serves well. So Bournemouth left back Milos Kerkez, who has been tremendous for them as they find themselves in the top half of the table, if my information is up to date. So, as a Liverpool fan, Jordan, what do you think about this player, and how much have you seen of this young 21-year-old left back?
Well, he's good. He's good in the town. He's very good. He's talented. When we play Bournemouth at home in the Premier League, he did a fantastic job against us at Anfield. Bringing him to Anfield, and also we have lots of Costa Simicas, we have Rabo here getting that red card. Rabo is always picking up red cards like nothing. I don't know what's going on with him. We're getting this player. I'll take this player now. This is what we really need. We need to go into a transfer window to get a player that can play our Premier League professional, that know about the league. We normally go out of England getting player that doesn't play in the league. We have Markey playing the Premier League for Brighton. He's now at our club, Liverpool. Getting this player now from Bournemouth, fantastic. I take I'll take him. I'll be happy to have him at Liverpool, no doubt. Put him at left back, no problem to me. No problem. We don't even have to use Costa Simicas. Because I don't know what's going on. Some he has some crosses. I absolutely have to agree with that one, but this player man is good. I take him. We have to send him, but yeah, I'll take him at Liverpool if it's going to really happen. I'm not sure.
Mm. Thank you for that, Sir Jordan. Thank you very much for that. Now, the next report. Let me know if you are you still seeing my screen, Jordan and audience.
No, it's off.
It's off. Okay, thank you for that, Jordan. Thank you for that. Um, thank you for that. Right. So sorry about that, guys. No, this is about the Swedish striker that Jordan mentioned briefly in Alexander Isak. It has been reported from the source The Sun Football that Alexander Isak is prepared to reject Arsenal and stay at Newcastle if they qualify for the Champions League next season. Now, before I get your thoughts, Jordan, I want to know what you think about the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words that are there. If they, being Newcastle, qualify for the Champions League next season. So, do you think that Newcastle will qualify for the Champions League next season as they would have in recent times? And do you think that that will be enough, as the Sun Football says, for Isak to stay if a team like Arsenal, who, if they do find a way to win the league, come in calling in the summer or even this winter window as well?
Um, this this Newcastle United, this player Tyrone is good,
Mhm.
but for him to say yeah, about Newcastle to qualify for Champions League. I don't know where they are now on the points table. No, that is Newcastle, but they're doing well. And about this player, just he has a great combination with him and Anthony Gordon, the former Evertonian, indeed. But he's good. He's good. He's scoring goals. I saw him score against Aston Villa. I saw him score against Man United. This player just good. I saw him score against Arsenal as well when they beat them 1-0 at St James Park. This player just good. He's good. He's talented. Big up to him. He's a very good player, absolutely. But if they do not qualify, it's gonna be a really, it's gonna be a chance for if Arsenal really wants him, though. But yeah, if Newcastle didn't get Champions League, I think he will probably reject the offer and reject the move to stay at St. James Park. I think he normally likes to play with Anthony Gordon because him and Gordon has a great combination together. They play up front indeed. So yeah, so Gordon assists him. It's a great. They're a great duo at Newcastle United in the attack. So with him and Gordon, it's very deadly up front for any opponent indeed. But yeah, he did as well did a great job against us. But yeah, he's very good him and Gordon. But if he stay, you have to help Newcastle and they go to Champions League next season. But I want to see how far will they climb up the table before the end of the season. That is this May coming. So he's good. He's good, and he have a great relationship with Gordon on the field. Both of them are great duos, and big up to them, man, and also to
Right.
him.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now we move from talking about one forward to another forward, and this is somewhat of a still news, as we obviously saw that Xerxes obviously ended up playing in the match against Liverpool on Sunday, January 5, and obviously he would have missed. Well, he didn't miss a chance. He tried to give the opportunity to Maguire that could have won the match for Manchester United with the final kick of the match as well. So we could have seen a case of what could have been. Obviously, we mentioned when he spoke about the results that Manchester United had that we saw Ruben Amorim make a very bold and and something that we have not seen in recent times, where a player is taken off in the first half. We saw that Xerxes was taken off 33rd minute. He went straight down to the tunnel, and that was the end of his match in that particular match as well. So this says that Joshua Zirkzee is attracting interest from Juventus and Napoli, but his only focus is fighting for his Manchester United future. This source is Sammy Mokbel 81 underscore DM on X. So, what do you think about this, Jordan? Do you think that he's making the right decision on being willing to focus on fighting for his spot, take into consideration the fact that he is still a new signing? So, uh, according to the report, it says that he's attracting interest from Juventus and Napoli. But do you think that he's making the right choice in wanting to remain at Manchester United given this certain situation right now?
Well, if he's there, Man United, indeed, as I said, Juventus and Napoli is interested indeed. But if he wants to play, he needs to fight for his position. Indeed, he's a great player, no doubt. Indeed, well, indeed, to open last year's, well, yeah, scoring his first goal last year, no doubt, and I don't really see any improvement from him. But yeah, but this time around, man, running down the tunnel, I think he needs to fight for his position at Man United. Indeed, he's a great player, but we for us as that supports different clubs, he on the other side needs to step up and try to compete to try to get it to compete for his position if he wants to play for the Red Devils and secure them a safety out of the relegation. So if that he wants, he needs to fight for his place in the starting 11 for Man United.
Right. Thank you for that. Thank you that for that, sir. Thank you for that, Sir Jordan. Now we move from one forward at Manchester United to another forward that appears to be struggling for game time at Chelsea in the form of Christopher Nkunku. Now, it is currently saying that Christopher Nkunku has emerged as a target for Arsenal, which is an interesting thing. Now, this story is from the 31st of December, the final day in 2024. So it is somewhat of a news that would have been one from the past. However, this source came from court outside that states that he wants to leave Chelsea this winter, a situation that has been rubbished by some other sources that have proven to be reliable and have credibility. So, is it a case where Christopher Nkunku will go to Arsenal in the winter period? As we've discussed prior, Jordan mentioned that they may need to sign a striker, knowing Nkunku is not a striker. So is he the option that Arsenal need? Is he a perfect fit for the Premier League? Will he be able to slot into Arsenal's team if they were indeed about to sign him? All of that would be interesting to see. So, what do you think about this, Jordan? Do you think that if he goes to Arsenal, he will be able to help them? And do you think that he should be a target for Arsenal in the winter window?
If yeah, if he can go to Arsenal, how will the formation will look with him to an Arsenal because
Mm.
they have Sterling there as well. He's still on loan from you guys, and for Christopher Nkunku, I know him very well from the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig, but not getting gaming time as I said for Chelsea. But what will he go to Arsenal to do? Will he score goals? Because this player Nkunku is good to score goals, but is how if Arteta will give him some gaming time. Because Nkunku is good. He's a great player, no doubt. I really have respect for Christopher Nkunku. But if he go to Arsenal, it's gonna be it's gonna be shocking, man. Indeed, it's gonna be probably he could get a gaming time. Probably will be on the bench. Probably will be in the starting 11. But if Arsenal, I really not hearing if you're Arsenal interested to have a link with Christopher Nkunku, but he's good. But yes, if Nkunku wants to go to Arsenal, it's got to be his decision to decide. And for Arsenal to also decide if they want him, the France international at their club. Kadian Saliba, he's a French. He might have to absolutely have probably be an agent for Nkunku to try to ask him to come there, but not sure if that's gonna happen. At this rate that Arsenal is going, trying to challenge for the league and then slipping and battling and those chef in Kunku wants I think he wants to win title trophy but it's gonna be his decision if he wants to join Arsenal, no doubt, and play Champions League. I think is that he wants. Let's see.
All right, fair enough. And as you've mentioned, um, where would he fit into this team? Because I think if he goes to Arsenal, that's my personal opinion, that he would find a situation where he would still be challenged. He would be still have challenges for game time, as that would be one of the biggest reasons for why we'd want to leave the the Blues, the Stamford Bridge based team in Chelsea, because he's not getting the game time. So, as you rightfully said, if he were to go there, which has been rubbished by some reliable and credible sources, as I've said before, you would have to see them either altering their formation or dropping a player that has been playing for them consistently in order to accommodate Nkunku. But we will see what happens in the winter window. The winter window is still um, weeks away from closing, so a lot can happen. Crazy things have happened. And obviously, we do know that players like Jorginho from Chelsea have gone to Arsenal, as well as other players. And the same could be said for Arsenal players to Chelsea. So we'll see if any changes will happen from Arsenal and Chelsea, or Chelsea to Arsenal. So let's move on to another story that is connected to Chelsea. In this report, as it states from Footy Headlines that they can exclusively leak official images of Chelsea's new 2025 training uniform. It is part of the special Nike Chelsea 2025 collection. It is made by Nike and will be used for the second phase of the 24-25 Premier League season. So, this is the exclusively leaked official image of Chelsea's new 2025 training uniform, as it is a part of the special Nike Chelsea 2025 collection. So, um, I think we can move on because there's not really much substance in mentioning it, but it's just a news that I wanted to share as we focus on the Premier League teams as well, with Chelsea being one of the teams that many individuals of this channel as well as other channels support as well. So, let's move on to the next item that I have lined up here. Bear with me as I get it back up onto the screen. But I would like to thank everybody that's been watching so far. I am currently looking at the likes for the stream, and it's only 7 likes. It says that 10 people are watching right now. So let's try to get up the likes, 10 likes. Let's help our good friend Garvon. You'll see Garvon. And if you're new as well, ensure that you subscribe to get closer to 3,000 subscribers as well. And as we continue to push through with that as well. Now, I promise you that this will not be, filled with just Chelsea news, but it says that Chelsea, I apologize, is not being shown as well. My apologies, had some technical difficulties there, but the report states that Chelsea are not actively looking to send Mark Dew on loan unless he pushes for a move. This is from Lizard Kinsella, who states that Chelsea are not actively looking to send the 18-year-old Mark Dew on loan unless he pushes for a move. So, I don't know what you think about this, Jordan, but do you think that Chelsea
Ma-
should loan out this young starlet from that they signed from Barcelona?
yeah, Mark you man. Even yeah, it's put him with unknown. But I hope say he's not coming to us because I don't want him at my club. But yeah, anywhere he wants to go, let him go. So yeah. Yes, man, loan. I don't know where you guys will send him. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just want to take this time to thank Rosie for always sharing the links of the individuals that are, whether they are here on the panel or in the chat. So she says to support the individuals on the panel. So she shared the links of my respective channels Chelsea Sessions, and World Wrestling Vision, a wrestling channel, the latter being a wrestling channel, a new wrestling channel, and also sharing the channel of Jordan Hyman LFC, my fellow panelist and Liverpool supporter, who is also pushing, correct me if I'm wrong, trying to push himself to get to 2000. Is it 2000 still, or is it 3000?
Is it two?
2000,
Two.
right? So help the Jamaican Liverpool fan in Jordan to get to that milestone of 2000, and perhaps he's probably aiming for what was it, 1.7 thousand,
Yeah.
right? So help him in his push to get to that milestone, and eventually get him to 2000. Wow, yeah, get him to 7,000 as well. But obviously we're starting off small first. Get him to 2,000, and then we push to 3,000 and all of that. So if you are new to the channel as well, you're new to the GMC Garvan channel, ensure that you support the channel and help Garvan to get closer to 3,000 and even closer to 2,800 subscribers as well. So thank you guys so much for watching so far, as we are getting close to the top of the transfer news and other news as well, as relates to the Premier League teams, as we look at the weekly roundup as to things that occurred during December 29, 2024 to January 5, 2025. So this report is in relation to Nottingham Forest, who, according to Football Insider, states that they are confident of agreeing a new contract with Ola Aina, who is a target for Manchester City. Now, Ola Aina is also a former Chelsea youth player. He was a player that was in the youth setup of Chelsea. However, he has found himself at Nottingham Forest. He has been a very crucial player for them, and this shows in the fact that they're looking to get a new contract signed with the player. So therefore, Nottingham Forest are trying to ensure that their confidence becomes something with substance and would come to fruition, as Manchester City have shown very great admiration of the English man, Ola Aina. I believe that he's English Nigerian or Nigerian English. I think that's it. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, if my facts are not correct. Forgive me, I'm just a human being. But I do believe that Ola Aina is English born. However, he has Nigerian descent, or if he's from Nigeria as well. I do believe that that's the case. I think that's the case. If I'm not mistaken, I think he is of Nigerian descent as well. But let's digress from that as we look to push through. But let me get the thoughts of Jordan. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think that Manchester City will be able to get the player away from Nottingham Forest with the big push that they will have as being, the current reigning champions of the Premier League, or do you think that he will end up staying at Nottingham Forest?
Well, if he's because they're gonna play us on the 14th of this month, so if those show which country is from, as I said, either Nigerian or English. I don't really know what country he's from, but I know the rest of few of the forest players. But for him especially, either he's gonna make his choice. He's gonna make his have to make his decision if he want to stay at Nottingham Forest at City Ground, or if you want to go at Pep Guardiola at the Etihad, it's gonna make a decision, man. Remember they have players that is out injured, like Rodri. But if he's at Forest, he's gonna have to decide if he will stay at City at Nottingham Forest to play with Nottingham at City Ground with his fellow teammates. But yeah, he has to make his decision on that if he wants to left.
Fair enough. And we can move on to another interesting report. This is in relation to Everton, as Sean Dyche would have responded to a recent tweet or social media post by Neil Mope, who's currently out on loan, who he is currently contracted at Everton. However, he made a statement about Everton, about, if I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that he's saying whenever he's having a bad day, he looks at the results of Everton to throw a dig at the fact that Everton would have suffered a slim defeat to Bournemouth. I think that that was this time period. However, Sean Dyche, and I quote, it states that he laughed first, and then he said, "I think it's fair to see there's a bigger picture of Everton on it. I don't think I need to worry too much about his comments." Wow, wow. I mean, it does show that that's the best way to shut up that situation. People asked him about it, he laughed about it, and he said it's not getting more airtime than that. But do you think that his response, the manager of your Merseyside rivals, do you think that his response was the correct one in that situation?
Well, yeah, for us indeed, and for me especially as a neutral as a Liverpool fan, I have respect for Neil Maupay. He's a very good, talented player. He's a striker. He's no at Brentford, but Sean Dyche, I also have history with him when he was coaching Burnley. He beat us at Anfield with Burnley. But this comment, man, is just shocking, man. But we will we're gonna find a way to beat. We're gonna beat him. We're gonna beat him in the Merseyside Derby, and we could be humbling his team in the Merseyside Derby, and yes, and also looking at my twin brother right there, Pickford. So not my blood, but that big up to Neil Maupay, man, excellent player. But I'm not sure if he's still playing for the Bees. It's been a while I don't see him play, so I have respect for Neil Maupay when he was at Everton, but he's now at the G Tech with Brentford. But yeah, I still respect him as a player. He's a great, great, great player.
Sorry, I think you. Well, I don't. It's not more so me calling you out. However, he is not at Brentford. He's actually at Marseille. So he's in League
Oh,
A. Correct. Yeah, yeah,
come
yeah,
to I don't look realize he left the Bees because I didn't
yeah.
notice. So
Yeah, no, it's
thanks.
just a small area. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, he's at Marseille
Yeah.
currently in League A, the French
Mhm.
league. He's French, so I mean, well, he's not had the greatest of season. He has 3 goals and 4 assists to his name in 12 matches in League A. But yeah, I mean, Sean Dyche's response is quite simply a good way of just shutting up the player who was disrespecting the team that he's currently still contracted to. However, as you said, you're twin. I guess because both of you guys' first name is Jordan, you say he's your twin. But the next report states that Everton are preparing to offer Jordan Pickford a new contract, which will keep him at the club until the rest of his career. So this was reported with the source being Jordan looks like he's shocked to hear that that's the case. But the source is at TBR Football that states that Everton are preparing to offer Jordan Pickford a contract that would keep him at the club for the rest of his career as well. So what's your thoughts on this? Because you seem very shocked and surprised by
For me,
this.
yeah, it did. For me, I have to give Jordan Pickford credit. Yeah, despite not relating and family. But this goalkeeper, man, I don't know what he has been having on his battle, right? Because every time I watch this goalkeeper Pickford, he always know where to go when there's a penalty to be taken. But big up to him in the saving Haaland's penalty. But keeping that Merseyside, oh my gosh, this goalkeeper, he's good. He's good. He's very good. Big up to Jordan Pickford, man. He's a great player, excellent player. But I don't think he's good like Alisson Becker. But yeah, Jordan Pickford, man. If he sign the contract, I wish him all the best. And let's see if he can continue keeping those clean sheets, making those big saves. Will he have a chance of challenging for the Golden Gloves? Let's see if he have a chance of doing that. But I'm happy for him. Despite I support Liverpool, but I'm still proud of him signing that contract. Well, fair. All the best. Pick Ford, sign the contract, and stay at your club, mate, and make some big saves.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now then, the next report is on the topic of Everton, the blue side of Merseyside, and it's the report states that Everton hold an interest in Lens and Austria defender Kevin Danzo. Wolves and Southampton are also interested, with Wolves being the favourites. The source of this is Mohamed Telepalis via at GFFN. So this is report that is very interesting. It does show that if this has substance, Everton are looking to solidify their defensive options. So fair play to them as they see themselves as a team that needs to make defensive signings, which fair enough. I'm not acquainted with his age. However, if they're looking to sign a defender, it does mean that they do view as their situation of getting more options, more players that they can rotate, more seasons, and players that have a bit more experience on their side to to get themselves in a more consistent position as to where they would want to be. So but yeah, that's the report as it relates to Everton. Let me quickly get up the following report that I have next as we get closer and closer to wrapping up. And it's also another report in relation to Everton, and this one has to do with the stadium that we have heard they are going to be moving to at as they go there. So Everton has announced the first two test events at Everton Stadium. The first event is the under 18s friendly fixture on Monday, the 17th of February, in front of a capacity of 10,000 fans. And the second event is the under 21s friendly fixture in late March or early April in front of a capacity of 25,000 fans. So, what's your thoughts on this, Jordan? The fact that the Evertonians are planning to have their first two test events at the Everton Stadium. So, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, big up to them indeed, right? We have great heritage. History mean, not heritage, history. We are neighbors. So, Merseyside Derby, we're playing them at their yard. We shall fixture once again, right? But yes, Everton is a great club indeed. And lots of that means that Liverpool fans so the stadium will be packed of Evertonians and Reds out of Liverpool. That will be looking good. And also when they face you guys, Tyrone, it will be packed as well, and even Arsenal's and Spurs and all these clubs. Well, congratulations to Everton, man. So yeah, we cannot wait to make our first debut in that ground. Indeed, and also yeah, playing there for the first time at their new yard. But still, we still be having the Merseyside Derby same way. Oh yeah, well, congratulations to Everton. Well done by them. Good job.
Right? Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, the next report is a Manchester United follow up, and it states that Manchester United are open to offers for Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, and Victor Lindelof in January. Now, it goes back to the report that we would have seen earlier about the fact that they will have to sell first before they can buy players due to PSR reasons. So this source of this is from Romano, a source that has proven to be credible and reliable when it comes on the transfer news. So I believe that many fans and individuals who would have seen this report will believe that it bears fruits and that it has some validity and credibility to it as well. So Victor Lindelof, Christian Eriksen as Casemiro, as you can see there, are three options that are reportedly up for sale or offers are being welcomed for the three players: the Swedish player, the Danish player, and the Brazilian player as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. But let's move on to the next item as we are getting closer to that 2 hour mark. So let's move on to the next item quickly as I maneuver to get to the top of the this newsletter. No, this is a follow up from Graham Bailey, and this is being reported through the X account of the United Stand, and it states that the Saudi Pro League are once again in touch with Casemiro's representatives with a view to putting together a deal for January. So, this is a follow up to the report that we would have read prior, which speaks about the fact that Manchester United are open to offers for the Brazilian player, the Brazilian midfielder who has had a good start prior and has had a challenge in terms of keeping up with consistency in recent seasons. So it's now viewed that they're trying to cut their losses as he is getting older. He's more so almost 40 years old. So it appears that they're trying to plan for the future and get options in to solidify the capabilities that they could perhaps have as they progress through as well. Let's move on to the next item quickly as we are almost at the very top. Now, this is a Chelsea report and statistic that I will not spend too much time on, but it does say that no player in the Premier League has made more tackles and interceptions combined than Moises Caicedo this season, 90 and counting. And it ends off by saying nomination as well. Now, I would love to get Jordan's thoughts on this. However, due to the sake of time, we will progress through and I'll get his opinions on following items that will be coming up as well. Now, this report is at Manchester United report once more, and it says Marcus Rashford has no interest in Saudi Pro League move for the January transfer window. That's the idea so far. Saudi is not seen as an option under consideration by Rashford. No, so we would have seen that Rashford said that he has no ill will towards Manchester United, but he wants a new challenge. So he's looking to leave Manchester United and leave the Red Devils to get a new chapter in his career that is still possible to have a positive turn. Now, the next report is a report from David Ornstein, and it states that Tottenham Hotspurs are set to complete signing of goalkeeper Antonin Kinski from Slavia Prague today. This would have been on the 4th of January, which would have been on Saturday. And it says that the Czech Youth International is set to join on a 5.5 year contract plus challenge for Tottenham's number one slot. He's very highly rated, and it is stated that the price and the fee is 50 million euros plus add-ons, not seen as backup. So this is an option that Tottenham are looking to bring in to challenge their current option. His name has slipped me now. I don't know if Jordan can assist me remember his name. Vicario. He has been he appears to be a good goalkeeper, Vicario. However, there is competition in the 21-year-old who will come in to rival him for that number one spot. So we'll see what happens there. What's your thoughts on this, Jordan?
Yes, yeah, he's a Czechia. Oh yeah, he play for Czechia in the Euros, but I don't really know his name very fully. But yeah, coming to the Premier League, wow, that means that I'm not sure if he can. Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's a great player. That means that when he comes to the Premier League, when he comes, um, Arsenal will be have to work him out in his debut. You guys have to work him out as well. We as well have to also work him out. All Premier League clubs have to test him. I'm not sure if he's good, but yeah. Well, if he can go, yeah, big up the Spurs, man. Getting up there, a goalkeeper. Okay, then big up to them. Big up, man. So yeah, they getting up there before the transfer window opens. That's good to see from Tottenham.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So For the final news report that we have to share is a report which at that time would have been a breaking news that stated that Torino have bid at £9.9 million bid for Cesar Casside, the Chelsea young midfielder, and the two clubs will hope to find an agreement on £12.4 million, and this is according to the Marzio. So it appears that Cesar Casside could end up leaving the Blues if this agreement can be found. Now, I want to get Jordan's thoughts on this final item as we come to the concluding end of this Premier League Weekly Roundup for December 29, 2024 to January 5, 2025, with other results such as Nottingham Forest will obviously be taken into consideration as we look towards next week as well for another weekly roundup. So, Jordan, what's your thoughts on this final report as relates to Chelsea's young midfielder,
Yeah, so
Cesar Casside,
yes.
and
If
Torino
he's
making a bid
agree,
for him?
also if he agree for the move, and also if his agent go and speak with the team, I think he will have the move. He will go, but the player have to if the player have to agree, and then probably maybe his agent needs to go and then let the player know, and then he will accept the offer and agreed to leave Stamford Bridge. And yes, so you have to agree. So they have to agree with the player, and then the player can decide to leave Stamford Bridge.
Right? Fair enough. I want to thank Jordan, LFC True Reds, for joining me as a panelist for the show. I want to thank you for the fact that you came on to give our fellow Jamaican brother GLC Garvan a hand as he wasn't able to host the show. So much respect to you, and all the best to you with your channel as well. As I said before, Jordan LFC True Reds has a channel of his own, a Liverpool channel, and he does watch alongs not only for Liverpool but for other matches as well. He also does wrestling content as well, watch alongs. So go give him some support and help him to get to 1.7k subscribers as well. I want to thank you to the 6 people that are currently watching. Get the likes up. Bring up the likes for him. Big up to Chuguna that has now joined. He's come. Lateness is greatness. We are about to wrap up. But thank you, Chuguna, for coming in to support GLC Garvan. I want to thank DJ Mackenzie, who was also here, that said big up everyone. Big up to you. Rosie, who was sharing the link to the individuals such as myself and Jordan who were on the panel, as well as the individuals that were corresponding in the chat, such as Jerry Z, Rich Money Makers, and also I believe that there's somebody else, but it's slipping me at the moment. But thank you, everyone. If I forgot anybody, please forgive me. But this has been another edition of Premier League Weekly Roundup. Once more, thank you, Jordan, for joining me. And this is Tyrone signing off, and continue to support the channel, continue to support GOC Garvan as he proceeds to get closer to 3,000 subscribers. So thank you once more for watching, and we will see you guys in the next Premier League Weekly Roundup, and you'll see more from GOC Garvan as we progress through the 2025 period of the 2024 to 2025 Premier League season. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay blessed and keep safe and have a good night, have a good evening, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
From my bad place, oh yeah, tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays all it is to be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people, finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Pushing to get past his limits, then he see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never guess I'm found it. Came a long way in my dream, now I be drowning. Day dying out here, got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted. I'm here from my bad place, oh yeah, tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Pushing to get past his limits, then he see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never catch them found it. Came a long way in my dream, now I be drowning. They dying, I hear got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted. I'm here from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to.